You think Park City is just a ski town? You're about to be very, very wrong. We've got a $5 billion new ski village, a ski industry that is pumping over $2 billion into Utah's economy every year, semi private jets now landing in Heber instead of Salt Lake. I am breaking down what all of this really means if you live here, want to buy here, or you're thinking about selling and cashing in. Hey, it's Nicole Bowdle here in Park City, Utah. I'm a lifelong Park City local, born and raised, and I'm a local luxury agent with Christie's International Real Estate right here in Park City, Utah, the Four Seasons of real estate brokerages. This is the Park City Scoop, where I break down what's happening in Park City, Deer Valley, and the Jordanelle, and translate it for you into what it really means for your lifestyle, for your property values, and if you're thinking about your next move. So today we're hitting on these topics: how big Utah's ski economy really is, Deer Valley's massive East Village expansion, and the new snowmaking system. Why Park City now has Utah's best and worst rated ski resorts in the same town. Private jets landing in Heber, ultra luxury mega estates for sale, and a very honest look at Utah's housing crisis. And at the end, I'm going to give you my take on what I would do in the next 12 months if I were buying or selling here. So let's start with the money. According to a new report highlighted by KUTV, Utah's ski industry generated over 2.5 billion in spending in the 2024-2025 ski season and kicked off more than 340 million state and local tax revenue. The ski industry supports about 31,800 jobs across the state. That is not just lifties and instructors, it's hospitality, transportation, retail, restaurants, and construction. It touches everything here. The average skier spends about $306 per day on lifts, lodging, and food. That is exactly why you see so much investment in hotels, restaurants, and new village-based areas. Nearly half of all skiers are Utah residents. The rest are primarily from other U.S. states, with a small slice of international travelers. So yes, this is a destination resort, but locals still matter a lot in this ecosystem. So what's in it for you? If you own property here, this is an economic engine that helps support home values, rental demand, and jobs. If you're thinking about buying here, this is why you're not just buying a house. You're buying into one of the strongest winter tourism economies in the country. Deer Valley East Village, the $5 billion bet. Utah Business just did a deep dive on Deer Valley's East Village, and it's not a small project. It's roughly a $5 billion expansion that will help make Deer Valley the fifth largest resort in North America. Developer Extel spent the last decade assembling about 5,500 acres of land at Exit 8 off Highway 40. That's your new front door to Deer Valley. For 2025-2026, you're looking at 80 new ski runs, 7 new high-speed lifts, and 1,200 free parking spaces for day skier parking over at the brand new Deer Valley East Village around the Jordanelle. Real estate-wise, I'm seeing the Cormont condos at roughly 1.7 million all the way up to 9.75 million. Marcella Landing townhomes are starting around 9 million now, and the Four Seasons Resort and private residences that have listings anywhere from 5.1 million all the way up to 14.5 million. And yes, Extel is not releasing the price sheet because if you want to buy the penthouse is roughly $46 million, but they're not going to tell that to you because they're not advertising it to the public. You have to inquire it. Developers usually don't put all of their inventory online. So if you are someone who has been wondering about the Four Seasons, you need to reach out to me and we will jump on a Zoom call and we will get you in at the Four Seasons. When it's all built out, this East Village is going to have 42 luxury retail shops, 32 restaurants, 7 cafes, and 10 residential developments across about 5 million square feet. This is not a cute little village-based area. This is a full-blown global luxury ski destination. So what's in it for you? If you own anywhere around the Jordanelle, Mayflower East Village, this is a rising tide that is going to lift the entire side of the lake. If you're a buyer who's missed out, This is the next place where early movers are going to win, right? You're going to be either getting in early and riding that appreciation wave and living with some of the construction that's going to be happening for the next 10 years, or you're going to buy when it's completely developed and pay a massive premium down the line. If you're a seller in legacy Deer Valley, this is extra proof that you own in a brand that is doubling down for the next decade and beyond. Deer Valley always has the best resale values of anywhere in Park City. Deer Valley is one of the highest in demand areas simply due to scarcity. We don't have a lot of ski in, ski out, and when something does get listed, it is gone relatively quick. So if you're somebody who has been looking in Deer Valley, especially that core side of the mountain, Empire Pass, Upper Deer Valley, just know that these condos, these townhomes, and these single family residences do not last long once they are listed, and they go very, very fast in the winter ski season due to simply scarcity. And the fact that there's no better place to buy and your resale value is probably the best in all of Park City next to Promontory. The Snowmaking Arms Race. Town Lift took a look behind the scenes of Deer Valley's new snowmaking system. And honestly, it is crazy. They're installing around 80 miles of snowmaking pipe and over 1,000 automated snow guns as part of the East Village expansion. There are 4 new pump houses and a highly automated system that can precisely control where the snow goes, when, and how much. But with the snowmaking crew still fine-tuning those details. When the full expansion is live, Deer Valley is targeting 31 new lifts, more than 200 ski runs, 7 bowls, and about 4,300 skiable acres. Why this matters. The new East Village terrain sits at a lower elevation compared to normal Deer Valley. So reliable snowmaking is the only way they can promise grooming and early season consistency that is on par with Deer Valley's level of expectation and what they're known for and famous for. So translation, it's not just about the snow, it's about protecting the experience, and it's going to protect your property values even in weird weather years. An automated snowmaking system with 80 miles of pipe. Ski season is here. Town Lift is reporting that Utah resorts are gearing up for ski season kickoffs, with openings staged over the next couple of weeks and storm cycles lining up. However, I do believe that we are going to have delayed openings coming down the pipeline because we don't have any snow right now. And it's been very, very warm. It's been about 65 degrees, difficult to make snow. And this always happens because when we have a very cold October and we get snow in October, this always happens. As someone who has lived here for nearly 4 decades, every time we have a colder than usual October with a lot of snow, we have dry and warm Novembers and Decembers. And I'm really praying that the temperatures drop and we get some good storms, because at the end of the day, having a white ribbon of death at Park City Mountain and having home run the only thing skiable for 30 days is really just not a great experience. So we need the snow. We need the weather. We need the temps to get cold. Park City's paradox. The best and worst ski resorts in the same town. Town Lift ran a piece on what they call Park City's paradox, where home to Utah's top-rated and lowest-rated ski resorts are in the same town, based on a 5,200 vote readers poll. So here's the tension. Deer Valley continues to be seen as the gold standard in service, grooming, food, and overall luxury experience. Park City Mountain, under Vail, is ranked among the lowest of the major Utah ski resorts in the poll. Complaints centered around crowds, broken lifts, lines, and corporate management. And obviously, we know why Park City hit the bottom this year, because of the ski patrol strike last year and how that was handled. Locals talk about losing the feel of a community mountain. Night skiing is gone. Kids are having fewer affordable ways to get to be able to ski, and it's just less soul on that side. On the flip side, people still love the terrain, they love the access, and they love Canyons Village, the vibe over there, especially when things like the Sunrise Gondola and there's more village amenities over there. Vail has already made a few leadership changes and is clearly in damage mode control, trying to rebuild the trust that they have lost from last season by really screwing up. If you're on the Deer Valley side, you're tied to a brand that is doubling down on expansion and excellence. If you're on the Park City Mountain side, there's opportunity in being the underdog. If Vail actually can fix the overall experience, get crowds under control, get lines under control, the fundamentals of the terrain and the access are still incredible at Park City Mountain, and I'm a snowboarder, so where else am I gonna go? So if you're a snowboarder, you feel the same. I'm definitely not trying to battle the crowds in Little or Big Cottonwood Canyon. Been there, done that. It's a nightmare. Semi-private jets are flying straight into Heber. Aero, the semi-private jet company, just announced that their Los Angeles flights are now flying directly into Heber City, the Heber Valley Airport, instead of Salt Lake. Some highlights from the park record coverage. This move happened because most of their passengers were coming here anyway to Park City and Deer Valley. The winter schedule is going to run Fridays and Mondays from January 9th through April 6th, plus holiday flights in December. One-way tickets start around $1,400. They fly 16 passenger jets using private terminals, pet-friendly cabins, catered food, and all the I'm never flying commercial vibes again. Trust me. I fly JSX, and it is the most incredible travel hack ever. I go to Scottsdale a lot, Arizona. I go down there for a lot of Genius Network events, and I always fly JSX charter jet. So I wish JSX flew into Heber. That would be amazing. Aero is partnering with Deer Valley and Stein Eriksen Lodge and called out how much faster it is to get from Heber to the East Village versus flying into Salt Lake and driving, right? If you fly into Salt Lake, it's about a 40-minute drive with no stoplights. Not bad. You come to Heber, like 15 minutes. Crazy. So what's in it for you? This is a straight pipeline from LA money to the Jordanelle and the Deer Valley East Village and to Heber and Midway. If you own or want to own on that side, this helps your long-term story. If you're selling in Park City proper, this is one more reason not to underprice your location, proximity to Old Town, and all existing bases still matter. Ultra luxury. The Lord of the Rings estate and private resorts. When a $43 million estate is just the beginning. On the ultra luxury side, Utah is on the radar. The Robb Report and other outlets have featured the doTERRA founder's home, the Lord of the Rings inspired estate in Provo Canyon. It's listed at $43 million, a massive main residence, guest homes, equestrian facilities, and full movie set energy. Then you have private resort concepts like Powder Haven, which is part of Powder Mountain in Eden, up in Ogden. And that is also being covered by local luxury media. Think limited owned clubs, private lifts, and a curated community of ultra high net worth owners instead of public day ticket skiers. Now, Powder Haven has about 34 lots they are selling, and they're going to be starting around $4 million. Now, it is a sad day for Powder Mountain and that private part of the resort, but have no fear because that private part of the mountain is really flat. So you're not really privatizing any of the super good terrain. You're privatizing more of the beginner stuff that's flat anyway. Personal opinion. So why you should care, even if you're not buying a $43 million house? This is about brand elevation. When Utah starts sharing columns inches away from Aspen and Jackson and St. Moritz in luxury media, it helps every high-end seller from Old Town to Empire Pass to Promontory. If you own a $5 to $10 million property and up in Park City or Deer Valley, your comp set is not just your street anymore. It's global luxury buyers who are choosing where to plant their flag. Shop local. Town lifts $18,000 holiday shopping spree. So a quick community win. Town Lift and the Park City Chamber are running their annual local shopping holiday shopping spree. With over $18,000 in prizes across the big prize packages, it features 37 local businesses, everything from wellness to spa services, restaurants, gift cards, ski passes, fitness memberships, and hotel stays at places like the Grand Hyatt at Deer Valley East Village. It runs through November 20th, with winners drawn on November 21st. I love this because it reminds people when you spend locally, you're literally supporting the people who make this town worth living in, not just big corporations. If you live here full or part-time, this is one of the easiest ways to actually be part of the community instead of just consuming it. Is Utah's housing crisis manufactured? Utah Stories published a heavy but important single article asking, is Utah's housing crisis manufactured? And if you're feeling like the market is stacked against normal buyers, you're not crazy. The average age of a first-time homebuyer in the U.S. is now 40 years old. In Utah, the median home prices blew up during COVID. Utah's overall median is around $585,000. and Summit County is over 1.6 million. An estimated 68% of Utah legislators have some involvement in real estate. When the people writing the rules benefit from the high prices and the low supply, change gets very, very slow. Roughly 24% of the cost of a new home is regulation. Impact fees, permits, utility approvals, code requirements, zoning, and all the red tape BS. That is about $240,000 of $1 million home before you even break ground. Builders aren't the villain here. The article makes the point that builders would happily build smaller, more affordable product if the cities would let them. But current zoning and rules make that impossible. We actually do have working models of affordable communities like tiny home communities and ADUs, but zoning often blocks rolling out these at scale. So the market is not broken by accident. It is the result of layers of decision and incentives over decades. For you as a buyer or seller, this means two things. Waiting around for the government to fix housing is not a strategy. Fix yourself. You need a plan that works in the current rules, whether that is buying earlier than feels comfortable, house hacking, adding an ADU, or selling strategically while demand is structurally high. What all this means if you're buying or selling. All right, so let's tie this all together. If I were buying in the next 12 to 24 months, here's what I'd be thinking. Follow the infrastructure. East Village, new lifts, new snowmaking, better access from Heber. Those are the areas where I expect long-term upside. Don't sleep on established neighborhoods already. Legacy Park City and Deer Valley still have something even new builds can't copy. Convenience, history, character, and walkable access. Be strategic, not emotional. In a market where regulation and policy keep supply tight, waiting for some giant crash is just code for I never bought. I would treat this next wave of ski investment, aero flights, and international media attention as a window, not a guarantee forever. I would not list with basic MLS photos and photography. I would be using cinematic video, social media, YouTube, and a proper launch plan because the buyer for your house might be watching from LA, New York, or London, not just scrolling local classifieds. And if you're just living here wondering if you can ever trade up, you need a plan, not manifestation. A plan. If you're watching this and thinking, I want to buy here, but I have no idea where to start, or I own here and I want to understand what my property is really worth in this new reality, then let's talk. I help high intent buyers and sellers make smart strategic moves in Park City, Deer Valley, and the Jordanelle areas, not just chase shiny objects. You can call me directly at 435-640-2398, send me an email at Nicole@ChristiesRealEstatePC.com, or send me a DM over on Instagram at Nicole in Park City. And if you want to keep getting real, local, no BS updates like this, hit the subscribe button on my YouTube channel and turn on notifications so that you don't miss the next Park City scoop. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the slopes, or I'll see you at the closing table.